Welcome to Smart School, or welcome back to Smart School. In our previous video, we learned about the monitor. We learned about the functions of the monitor, we learned about the types of monitor. So if you have not got that video, like you're not conversant with the video, you should check our YouTube page, check our Facebook page, and you can get access to that video. So in this video, we'll be looking at the keyboard, the keys on the keyboard, and the shortcuts on the keyboard. Generally, we are looking at the keyboard. Okay. Now let's look at the keyboard. The keyboard is a part of the computer system. It's one part of the computer system. It's an input device that is used to input text into the computer system. It's used to input text into the computer system. Some other device may have keyboard. For example, your phone has a keyboard. Some other device also has keyboard. A keyboard can be connected to the computer system. If we're talking about a desktop now, a desktop computer, the desktop computer can connect to the keyboard by wired or wirelessly. That is, the keyboard can be connected to the computer system wirelessly, and it can connect by wire. So we have USB keyboard that can connect to the computer system through wire. That is, connecting the USB to the computer system, and it makes you use a keyboard. We also have a wireless keyboard that you can connect to the computer system wirelessly. It has a slot. It also has a USB that you can plug to the computer system. It does not have wires, and it connects to the computer system automatically. So we have the wired keyboard, and we also have the wireless keyboard. Now let's look at the kinds of keyboard we have today. I was just explaining how the keyboard could be able to connect to the computer system, and I said that we could connect wirelessly and we can also connect wired. So let's look at the kinds of keyboard. We basically have two kinds of keyboard. We have just two kinds of keyboard. We have the enhanced keyboard and we have the standard keyboard. We have the enhanced keyboard and we have the standard keyboard. So let's look at the keyboards one after the other. Let's look at them one after the other. Let's look at the enhanced keyboard. The enhanced keyboard is a type of keyboard which is included in almost all the PCs that we have today. That is, almost all the computer systems we have today have enhanced keyboard. The keyboard you are looking at on your computer may be an enhanced keyboard. Now, one way to know if it's an enhanced keyboard is that the enhanced keyboard has 101 or 102 keys. 101 or 102 keys. That is, when you count the whole keys on the keyboard, it has either 101 or 102. So that is the enhanced keyboard. So you can look at your laptop or you can look at your desktop computer, the keyboard there, count the keys on the keyboard and know, is it an enhanced keyboard? Is it a standard keyboard? That is the first assignment I'm giving to you. Look at your computer system, count the keys on the keyboard, let me know, is it an enhanced keyboard? Is it a standard keyboard? Get me the information, get me the feedback by your comment. So let's continue. We talked about enhanced keyboard. So the picture of the keyboard, when you look at the keyboard, it has 101 or 102 keys. So that's how you know an enhanced keyboard. So let's look at the standard keyboard now. The standard keyboard has 101 keys. The keys on the standard keyboard looks like the typewriter. So there are 101 keys on the standard keyboard, and the keys looks like the typewriter. So the difference is just one key that differentiate between enhanced keyboard and the standard keyboard. So if you look at your computer and it has 101 key, let me know. If it has 102 keys, let me know. So it's either a standard keyboard or an enhanced keyboard. Now let's look at the keys on the keyboard. The keys on the keyboard. The keys on the keyboard is divided into 4 parts. 1. Numeric keys. 2. Alphanumeric keys. 3. Special keys. 4. Function keys. And 5. Cursor control keys. I would like you to pay a very good attention here so that you understand it better. I would like you to pay close attention now. Just pay a very close attention so that you understand what we are trying to say now better, because we are looking at the keyboards now categorically. We are categorizing the keyboard so that you can understand the keyboard better. Let's look at the numeric keys. Don't forget I said that we have 5 different set of keys on the keyboard. Numeric keys, alphanumeric keys, special keys, function keys, and the cursor control keys. So now we are looking at the numeric keys. Numeric keys are the keys on the keyboard that has numbers written on them. The numeric keys consist of number 1 to 10. The numeric keys. It has numbers written on them. Majorly you find it on your right hand side of the keyboard. On the right hand side of the keyboard you find your numeric keys there. Just a section there that has numbers. It also has equal sign and plus sign. So that is the numeric keys section. So when the keys on that numeric section is being struck, you can find the information on your monitor. When you strike any of those keys, you find the information on the monitor. Okay, so look at your keyboard. Does it have a numeric key section? Because not all keyboard has the numeric key section. Some keyboard has just the alphanumeric key section, does not really have the numeric key section. So not all keyboard has the numeric key section. Let's go to the alphanumeric keys. The alphanumeric keys are the keys on the keyboard that has numbers and alphabet written on them. The alphanumeric keys consist of the numbers 1 to 0, and keys A to Z. The alphanumeric keys, I said they are keys on the keyboard that consist of numbers and alphabet. Alpha meaning alphabet, numeric meaning numbers. So coming together to make alphanumeric. So once you hear the name alphanumeric, you should be able to understand that it means numbers and alphabet. So that is alphanumeric. So when these keys on the keyboard is struck, you find whatever keys or the alphabet or the numbers that you strike, you find it on the monitor. So that is the alphanumeric section. You can find your alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. You can find your numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. Most frequently we have the numbers 1 to 0 above the alphabet. Now this is always on between the left hand side to the middle of the keyboard. You can find the alphanumeric keys there. So now let's look at some other functions of the alphanumeric keys. For example, if you look at your keyboard, on the alphanumeric keys, we'll find some other symbol on them like your @ sign, dollar sign, you have percentage sign, you have and sign, star sign, open bracket and close bracket. All those special characters I mentioned, they are the second function of that key. Or whatever key that you are looking at that has another inscription on it. Let's say you have a key that has another inscription on it. That inscription on that key could be gotten from that same key. And that is the second function of that key. The second function of that key. So for you to have your @ sign, you need to hold Shift, that is second function, and 2. Shift and 2, then you have @ sign. Then striking 2 alone, striking the key alone, you have 2 sign. Sorry, you have your number 2, not 2 sign. So if you hold down the Shift key and you strike 2, you have @ Without holding the Shift key, strike the key 2, you have your number 2. So I'm trying to explain the second function of that key. Also, to display the second function of the numeric key, hold down the Shift key and strike the desired key. Example, Shift key and 4 gives us a $sign. Shift key and 4 gives us a $sign. So let's look at the special keys. The special keys are keys that are used for special purposes. They are used for special purposes. Examples of special keys are your CTRL key, normally called control key. Your FN key, normally called the fin key. Your Win key, normally called the window key. Your ALT key, normally called the alternative key, etc. So all these keys I mentioned, they are under the category of special keys. You find them on the keyboard. When you look at the keyboard very well, you find the keys. So we have talked about the special key. Let's look at the cursor control keys. The cursor control keys are the keys on the keyboard used to navigate on the computer system. They are used to move up, down, left, and right on the computer system. They are used to move up, down, left, and right on the computer system. They are represented by arrows facing the right, the left, up, and down. So they are represented by arrows facing right, left, up, and down. So that is the cursor control key. You can find the cursor control keys on the right hand side of your keyboard. Just 4 keys facing up, down, left, and right. So you can use that to navigate, to scroll up, to scroll down, to scroll left, to scroll right. You can use it on the computer system. And we have the function keys. The function keys are the keys on the keyboard that are used to perform special functions. They are found on the topmost part of the computer keyboard. They consist of key F1 to F12. They are used majorly by computer engineers to perform specific tasks. F1 to F12. F on that key means function. Function 1, function 2, function 3, function 4, function 5, function 6, function 7, function 8, function 9, function 10, function 11, and function 12. Most keyboard comes with F1 to F12. So those are function keys. They are majorly used by engineers to operate the data in the computer system. So you can find the function keys on the topmost part of the keyboard. On the top, you can find F1, F2, F3. More of the time we don't use those keys, but the engineers use those keys. So we have talked about the function keys. Let's look at the shortcuts on the keyboard. I've given you one assignment to do. I said, look at your keyboard, count the keys, let me know if it's an enhanced keyboard or a standard keyboard. I'm going to give you another one now so that you get me feedback. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. So don't say the assignment is going to be hard. No, it's very simple. So this one, when you're done with it, you can send it to our mail. just send it to the mail. Don't send it to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, no, but send it to the mail. Or if you would send it to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, okay, you can send it there also. Send it. Let's see your answers. So let's look at the shortcuts on the keyboard. So that's where I'll be giving you the assignment, the shortcuts on the keyboard. Now, every alphabet we have, they have shortcuts. Control A, Control B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, they all have shortcuts. So I'll be listing some shortcuts and you go and get me other shortcuts. Just get me other shortcuts. Control A, that is holding the control key and striking A, is to highlight. To highlight. Then Control B, that is holding the control key and clicking and striking the key B, is to bold. And you can bold what has been highlighted. Then Control C is to copy, Control D is to duplicate, Control V is to paste, Control P is to print, Control U is to underline, Control O is to open. So I've listed some shortcuts on the keyboard. I want you to go and get me other shortcuts on the computer keyboard. I hope this lesson has been interesting. I hope you understand better. If you don't understand one or two things that we've discussed, feel free to reach us. Send your mail, send your questions on our Facebook or our YouTube channel so we can get answers to your questions. So with that, we are coming to the end of this video, of this particular video. So we have talked about the keyboard, the keys on the keyboard, the shortcuts on the keyboard, and I gave you 2 assignments. Yes, 2 assignments. So just try to do them and get me response. So in the next video, we will be looking at the mouse and the keys on the mouse. Please, as we are doing these things, I would want you to pause the video where you need to pause and practice where you need to practice. Pause where you need to pause and practice where you need to practice, so that because when you practice and you learn, you are getting better. You practice and you learn better. So don't forget, send your assignment to our YouTube page, to our Facebook page. You have questions, send your questions, send your comments, send your suggestions, whatever you want to say, just let us know there and we'll get back to you. So thank you and see you in the next video. I'll give our mail again, that is smartschoolforall@gmail.com. smartschoolforall@gmail.com. Thank you.